Hey, it's Barry with Christenson Transportation, where the truckers truck and safety takes priority. Today I want to talk a little bit about trip planning, and that involves driving and going to your locations and figuring all that out without luck. So I always tell people, you can't just get a load, plug in the address, and start driving. You have no idea what you're getting into, what the streets are like. Are there one-way streets? Is it a back off the street? Is it an alley back? Is there a way to pull into the building? And I'm discussing this with some of the guys that have been here a long time, and they're like, we never do that. We have this great little thing on our phone called Google Maps. You put in the address, and then you can get a street view, and you can see everything. They're 360. You can move your little hand around there and go around the block and go around the back of the building and see where the loading docks are. So, you can't just start driving and hope the best. Bad things happen. So, I always advise, if it's the first time you're going, or it's and we don't have directions in our system, and it's a long-term customer, it might be a broker load, and it's the first time we've ever been there, Google that thing, see how you're going to get in there, know which way to come in, know which exit it is on the interstate, so you don't get caught over in an outside lane and need to get off. Be prepared. It is no fun to take a 53-foot trailer and a tractor into the unknown and have a hard to get into spot. Not only is it unsafe, you could hit something, but man, it's tough on the nerves. You show up and you're like, uh-oh, but it's too late at that point. Too late after the uh-oh. So, take 2 minutes and see what you're getting into and plan accordingly. And the other part of that on trip planning is know where you're going to buy fuel. I mean, you save so much time if you just give yourself 5 minutes of planning every day. Know where you're going to take fuel. Know where you want to take your 30-minute break. And darn sure know what hours you have on your day. And don't just drive with that electronic log over there clicking down and you're going, well, I've got, an hour and 45 minutes left, and an hour and 30 minutes from now I'm going to start looking for a spot. Terrible idea. One, you may have just driven past a good truck stop, lots of parking, open parking, spots available. But you don't want to run out of time driving down the highway and go, well, I messed up. I just drove until my clock was out and there was no magic truck stop on the side of the road. Come on, that's just, I don't know if it's the unknown or if we're lazy but whatever it is, it's bad. So, the whole gamut of stuff I'm trying to say is prepare yourself, know where you're going. Have you ever driven in a car with somebody and like, hey, when we got to stop? Where's the hotel? I don't know. Well, we're in the middle of Kansas, and there's one 180 miles ahead and one 180 miles behind us. But we're tired, and the kids are hungry and sleepy. So, be smart. Plan your day. Know where you're going. Have an idea of where you're trying to get to, and follow the plan. If your plan is to drive to Salina, Kansas, and stop at whatever truck stop in Salina, Kansas. Don't go past it. You're going to be stuck out in the middle of nowhere. Because there really is no excuse. When I get notified, in the truck, you're getting notified all day long how much time you got on your clock. I get an email that says, hey, this driver is approaching the end of his day. And I'm like, hey, what did this driver end up doing? Well, miraculously, he can't find a spot, and he's sitting on the side of the road. It's like, don't do that. Be smart. Because there is no excuse when it's right in front of your face yelling at you all day long. There just is an excuse, at least not one I'm going to take. So do yourself a lot of favors. Google the pickup and delivery locations. Know how to get in there. Plan on that. And know where you're going to take your breaks. Know where you're going to buy your fuel. Do all that stuff. That's what professionals do. And, when I say Welcome to Christenson Transportation, where the truckers truck. That means good truck drivers, professional truck drivers, diligent truck drivers, efficient truck drivers. Not truck drivers who just take off driving. That's steering wheel holder. We're not the place for that. I always say, I'm not the department guy that says, okay, it's just okay. We don't like just okay here. We like to be the best of the best. And in order to do that, you have to be the best of the best. And in turn, good things will happen to you and good things will happen to us. So it's a win-win, which is perfect. So help me live up to our little mottos and creeds and sayings and things that we say we are by showing we walk the walk, we talk the talk, we walk the walk. So keep that in mind. We've had several instances of people getting stuck on one-ways or tight turns because they pulled in a residential neighborhood because they didn't look to verify their shipping location and they just followed the GPS. Well, you know, if the GPS says drive through this muddy field to get to the parking lot on the other side, in my little brain, I'm saying, why don't I just follow the road and go back around to the other side instead of driving right here where the GPS says, because things are updated. Look at all the building going on around you. The streets change, the maps change, everything changes. So little time, little effort leads to happy days. So follow that plan. Thanks for being here at Christensen. Thanks for being where the truckers truck and safety takes priority.